Sorry about that. I had to brighten up the screen before I had to do this show. Uh, all right, we're going into the legacy, into the story of a television icon. They better get the fuck off my shit. I'm sick of them. Yeah, we're taking a yeah we're going into the story into the story of a television icon. This man, his name is well his name was could be Wilson. Theodore Roosevelt Wilson. They call him Teddy. They call him Teddy. Teddy is like his is short for his his first name. So this man was an American stage film and TV actor. He is best known for the recurring roles that he had portrayed as Earl the Postman on That's My Mama in Network ABC Network sitcom. That's it was That's My Mama. That TV show has already been out the same year as Good Times right here. I mean, I'll tell you shit. See, Good Times came out before that That's My Mama. Good Times, get talk about Good Times. That show came out before That's My Mama. It's before That's My Mama. You know what I mean? But the recurring roles that Wilson portrayed had to be Earl the Postman on That's My Mama, an ABC sitcom, and he played this Sweet Daddy Williams. Sweet Daddy Williams. Yeah, remember that guy who's remember this character that that Wilson portrayed as you know he dressed up wearing a suit and a hat, you know. He would show up in the Evans house, you know, with two big strong guys with him. So I didn't remember too much about it, but some things I do remember this, but it was out in the 70s, but I wasn't even around at that period. Many people that was around that period was members of my family, especially around people like Tupac Shakur, you know, the Notorious B.I.G., you know what I mean? Uh uh Pimp C, you know what I'm saying? Like Nas, you know what I'm saying? Sean Combs, uh, and my uncle, my cousin. So both of my cousins, especially, they were all born into the 1970s era. I was into the 1980s. I was in the 1980s era with everybody else. Yeah, yeah, he was. Yes, yes, Theodore. Yes, Theodore Wilson was known as for his recurring roles as Earl the Postman on the ABC sitcom That's My Mama and Sweet Daddy Williams on the Good Times CBS sitcom. and the Phil Wheeler character on it was called Sanford Arms. It was called Sanford Arms. That looks like a TV series, like a TV series like spinoff of Sanford and Son. It was throughout television, you know what I mean, and film career and all that shit. Wilson was so credited interchangeably with the other, you know, with either Theodore or or Teddy as like his it was like the name that was so given to him. It was his given name. It was like an alias or a given name. It's like a nickname or it's another name that was already been given to him. It's like a nickname or an alias that was given to him as a nickname or a name. All I knew of was Wilson was credited interchangeably with either his first name Theodore or his alias Teddy as his given name. That's all I know. That's all that I knew. But I'm gonna go move on to the career of this man now. Born in Harlem, New York City, Wilson studied music at Florida A&M University College. Before switching to drama, upon returning to New York, he joined the Negro Ensemble Company, and later worked with the Arena Stage Repertory. He made his acting debut known in the black exploitation film. Oh, oh yeah. He was known for working with the late Red Fox, who whose uh whose birthday live show I had to do yesterday. He was working with Red Fox. He was working with Red Fox, the late great Red Fox. He was working with Red Fox in 1970s. In the 1970s, you know what I'm saying? So I explained to you people about the film yesterday in my live show. Today I had to explain it to you again. I explained to you again. He made his acting debut in the black exploitation film Cotton Comes to Harlem in 1970. In 1970, it was the following year that Wilson left the NYC and moved to LA to further his acting career. You know what I'm saying? His career as an actor. So he made his TV debut. I'm not gonna lie to you. He made his TV debut in a 2 episode role as a guy named Hawthorne Dooley. Hawthorne Dooley. That's the name. Hawthorne Dooley. He played the character on an old TV show. I feel it's an old TV series that that was called The Waltons. It was called The Waltons. So Earl Hammer Jr. was responsible for creating that show. So but in 1973, Wilson was cast as the character High Strung. High Strung was like some type of character that they portray him as on Rollout that I never even heard of. Rollout. I never even heard this show. It's called Rollout. It used to be on CBS. It was a sitcom that CBS had to air back in the 70s. The The series had canceled after 12 episodes. The following year, it was just one season and then 12 episodes of it. So the following year, Wilson was cast as a post office employee, a postman who goes by the name of Earl Chambers, who happened to be a postman on the sitcom That's My Mama. He used to work with the likes of what's it, Clifton, what's it was I'll just tell you about. Let me tell you about this. I'll tell you who he's working with. Clifton Davis. He was working with Clifton Davis. He probably have died. I don't know what happened to him. He ain't dead. He's still alive. This man's still alive. We got some woman. This woman. Let me see if she was living. Let's see if she was living or deceased. Yep, Teresa Merritt. Yeah, Teresa Merritt. Yeah, she died. She died in 1998. She died in 1998. Yeah, she was around the age range as Red Fox and Norman Lear. She was around the age ranges Norman Lear and Red Fox, who was an actor that he was working with. I ain't never known she was this woman. I ain't know she was from the Bronx. I didn't know that she was from Virginia. She guys, is she from Virginia? She was probably from Virginia. She was born in Virginia and then she died in New York. One of the towns probably the Bronx, probably the Bronx. Yeah, Theodore Wilson's name was already incorporated into that show as Earl Chambers. Lynn Moody was featured in this first season. Chester Hairston was in it. The Forest Coleman is in it. Uh, Ted Lange from the Love Boat is there. Little Astor Wilson is there. Lyle Astor Wilson Jr. is there. Joan Pringle is there. Helen Morton, rest in peace. She was there. Let me take a look at some of the people that was already alive. There's some of the people that was alive. Some of those there's a few of the people that were deceased. Lyle Wilson, I think he passed away in 2010. The Forest Covan, I think he died in 2007. I think. Helen Morton, she died in 2000. Uh, Chester Harrison died same way. She died. He died the same breath as Helen Martin. Uh, Lynn Moody. Yeah, she's. Oh God, she's still alive. Many people are still alive. Was Lynn Moody. Uh uh, it was Lynn Moody. Ted Lange. I think it was Joan Pringle. Except for the ones that died It was DeForest Coleman, Jester Harrison, and Helen Martin. They have probably died along with Wilson. Merritt too. The main people that was alive was Clifton Davis, Ted Lange, uh, and Joan Pringle. Joan Pringle. That show was out since the 70s. I did not know it came out in 1974, right after Good Times. Miss Winfield. The following year, Wilson was cast as Earl Chambers, the postman, on the sitcom That's My Mama. That series ran for 2 seasons on ABC. Probably a bunch of episodes in it. It probably had 39 of them. It probably had about 39 episodes in 2 seasons. It was on ABC in 1974, and that's a part of it all until 1975, until its cancellation. Uh, Wilson starred also in a national TV commercials that was for AAMCO Amco in the 1970s as a character who goes by the name of Walter T. You know what I'm saying? Walter T. See, he played a character in the commercial. So Wilson had appeared in a CWO2 as a character. Uh uh WO2 Martin H. Williams. Martin H. Williams, a chopper pilot and buddy of characters Trapper and Hawkeye. In a season 3 episode of there's also a legendary TV show that's been out in the 70s. It's called MASH. Uh, it made its run from the fall of 1972 all the way to early 1983. It made its run, made its first in it was in its first in the fall of 1972, and its last in early 1983. So it was a titled episode that was from season 3. It was titled "The General Flipper at Dawn" from 1974. In the fall of 1976, that was in September, Wilson was offered and signed a contract with Tandem Productions that I had mentioned uh, previous Thursday on my live show based on Norman Lear, who had deceased since December 5th. Luckily I got my money from my cousin, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Yesterday he got mad. He got pissed at me about what type of snacks I brought home. He might just insisted that I should just lay off the hostility towards him. If people fuck over me, I get hostile. I get all the way hostile. You know, some periods I would get hostile. Yeah, don't cross a nigga. You know what I mean? And I don't cross you. Yeah. Yes, yes, Theodore Wilson. Yes, Theodore Wilson. Yes, that's what I tell you about this man. Yes, Theodore Wilson was offered and signed a contract with the Tandem Productions Incorporated. Uh, it was it was a Bud Yorkin and Norman Lear owned production company. It was a production company that was owned by the likes of Alan Bud Yorkin, and the late Norman Lear. The late Norman Lear. Well, well, Bud is what they Bud is the alias of Alan David Yorkin. Well, the alias is Bud. Well, he just called himself Bud Yorkin. Bud Yorkin. That's how his name was etched up into the ending credits of Sanford and Son. That's why I wanted to tell y'all guys that I think that was the production company that was owned by Bud Yorkin and the late Norman Lear is Tandem Productions Incorporated. That's all. It's Tandem Productions. That's the company that Yorkin and Lear have used to own in the 70s back in the days. Probably in the 1950s, they used to own that company. That's a production company that they owned. It was a company who had produced some of the most popular TV sitcoms of the 1970s. Wilson went on to guest star in several Yorkin slash Lear produced series, including it was like All in the Family. It was like All in the Family, Sanford and Son. That's right, Sanford and Son. What's Happening? The Jeffersons, and another show that I never get a chance to mention before. It was called 13 Queens Boulevard. 13 Queens Boulevard. That TV show, that TV sitcom used to be aired in like from March all the way to like July of July of 1979. But in 1976, Wilson was cast as a street hustler on the CBS sitcom Good Times. That happens to be Sweet Daddy Williams. Sweet Daddy Williams was a Chicago, Illinois street hustler who likes to hustle a bunch of people. He comes in to the Evans household in a suit and a hat with two big strong guys that could back him up. I seen that episode of Good Times, man. That's an old show. Uh Ben Powers used to be on this show. Uh Rest in peace. He tried to show off that ring of his. And all of a sudden one of Sweet Daddy's guys and ate the shit out of the diamond with his teeth. Yeah, Wilson was cast as Sweet Daddy Williams, a street hustler on a CBS sitcom Good Times. But his character of Sweet Daddy had appeared in a recurring role until they brought in a woman who had guest appeared on the show twice. BB Drake, or probably BB Drake. Anybody remember her? She played as Savannah Jones, whatever. She played Savannah Jones. Uh, then she returned as Larry's mom, Larry's mother. Damn, she was fine, man. Damn, BB Drake, man, that woman was fine as hell, but she's old as hell, bro. She was young back. She was young back in the 70s, and she was so say that shit. She was like, she just rejected that painting that had that the character Jimmy Walker's character J.J. Evans had, had painted the show for her, and trying to make her look like some sort of an idiot or a dumb bitch. Drake was like, uh, I don't look like that. Yeah, that type of shit JJ is doing to show Savannah that painting. That's gonna cause Sweet Daddy to take back all the shit that he done got for JJ. The suit, especially the whole suit, the dress shoes and the socks, dress socks, took them back. You know, I had to leave him there naked with his own drawers, his own boxers, probably his drawers. Sweet Daddy said to James in Florida, "We're coming back for that refrigerator." You dig? That type of shit. Yeah, I'll explain it to you, man. His character of Sweet Daddy appeared in a recurring role on that show. Uh, when he guest appeared on there, but in August of 1977, it was announced that Wilson would star in a spin-off series of the hit sitcom Sanford and Son, hit sitcom Sanford and Son, which he would star in it. Uh, a spin-off series. Yeah, what Wilson would do. It was announced that he would star in a spin-off series of the hit TV sitcom Sanford and Son. It was called what? Sanford Arms. Sanford Arms. That can become a TV series, an American sitcom. What's it? American sitcom TV series that was produced as already produced as a spinoff of the continuation of Sanford and Son. It used to be aired at around Fridays at 8 o'clock, 8:30 p.m. on NBC. That was between September and October of 1977. Even when that show was going in October, but it was going in. It already came and went. But let me explain to you about Sanford. It's about Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son had ended in March of 1977 when when television legend uh Red Fox left the series. He left the series. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna tell you about Red Fox, whose real name is John Elroy Sanford. This man left the series, let alone he got sued by the company. He got sued. He got sued for some reason. probably for him no showing on the set. Even when he was leaving and left the series, Sanford and Son, in that period, until Sanford Arms, until Sanford Arms, that TV sitcom, that TV sitcom here was intended to be a continuation of that highly popular series. But in Sanford Arms, Wilson starred as was it Philip Wheeler? He starred as Phil Wheeler, who happened to be an Army veteran. This man could be an Army veteran. He played this man as an Army veteran, and a widower who has who has purchased Sanford Arms, a rooming house from his old Army buddy Fred G. Sanford. Fred G. Sanford, a fictional character that Red Fox, the late Red Fox, used to portray as on the Sanford and Son TV show from 1972 to 1977. The Fox character from Sanford and Son, upon its premiere in September 1977, where it came around, all the way to October. Sanford Arms. Let me tell you about Sanford Arms. Sanford Arms was met with the low ratings. The ratings was so low, and they was going to have to cancel the show after at least 4 episodes of it. After the series was so canceled, let me explain to y'all. After the series was so canceled, Wilson had made various TV guest appearances of what he started appearing on these old shows that came out. The White Shadow. He also wrote an episode that was from 1980. So he was on yeah, the White Shadow. He appeared on this TV series. That was running from 1978 to 1981. Uh, Enos, a short-lived action comedy TV series that's been out from 1980 to 1981. That's about in the 80s. It been on the airs from between late 1980 all the way till around the end of May of 1981. Oh, he was on Give Me a Break. That show ran from its first in 1981 all the way to 1987. So The Golden Girls is a classic TV show that Susan Harris had created from 1985 to 1992 when NBC used to put that show on the air in September 1985 until its cancellation in 1992. In 1992, I ain't gonna make no lies about it. So it was a couple of days before my cousin Jonathan Coleman was born. You might remember my cousin, my little cousin Jonathan Michael Coleman. It's my late aunt Shaman Coleman's son. He was born on March 16th, 1992. May 16th, 1992. That's where my cousin Jonathan was born in he was born in St. John Parish. But well, Jonathan he lives in the West Bank now. He lives in the West Bank now. Where yeah, lives in the West Bank, straight in the West Bank. Now he you know he already ever since Shaman's passing in the late 2000s. Jonathan and Jared Walter Coleman, my other cousin, they decided to leave St. John Parish and moved to later moved to Jefferson Parish. Yeah, but they're both in Jefferson Parish now. So peace to my cousins Jonathan Michael and Jared Walter Coleman. You know what I mean? Thank God they're okay and safe in Jefferson Parish. We'll make sure nothing happens to them. Both of them are like both of them are like 30 ages of what is it? One is like 31 years old and the other one is like 30. One of them's like my cousin Jerry, he's like 30 years old and and Jonathan is like 31. They're both in their 30s now. They're both in their 30s now, their early 30s now. They're both in their 30s now. I'm in my 40s. So after the Sanford Arms show was canceled, Wilson made various TV guest appearances in the episodes of The White Shadow, Enos, Give Me a Break. Nell Carter used to be on this show, who played as the housekeeper. The Golden Girls that already cast starring four of the cast members that was no longer with us. Uh, Beatrice Arthur, who had passed away in 2009. I mean, Beatrice Arthur, Betty White, Will McConaughey, and Estelle Getty, all deceased. All four women are all deceased. They're all dead. They're all now dead. And a spinoff of What's Happening. There's a spinoff of What's Happening in the 1980s. It was in 85. Uh, through 86 or 87. That was from 85. Hold on. It came from like what, 85 to 87 or 88. Okay, from 85 to 88. Yeah, there's a lot of people that was on What's Happening. They're still alive. Martin Lawrence, Ken Goes, Danielle Spencer, uh, Haywood Nelson, Anna Marie Johnson, no picture on her. Ernest Lee Thomas. You know what I mean? These people was still alive except for Fred Berry, Shirley Hempel, you know, the likes of Mabel King. So that show has done it had the ones who did the composing theme. It was Henry Mancini and Bruce Miller. So that show was on its one run, its first run syndication was uh from the fall of 1985 until the spring of 1988. Also, What's Happening Now show is like a spinoff of the 1970s What's Happening show. It was from the spinoff. It was a spinoff of the old What's Happening show. So, but in 1986, Wilson had a role as Jim Jam, Jim Jam on another short lived series, the Red Fox show. That's been aired on ABC until it got canceled for a couple of months. Wilson continued to work throughout the late 80s. That was 1987, and the early 1990s. That's 1991. That's 1991. By appearing in all these shows that I gotta explain to y'all. Alienation, the old TV series Dallas, the 1980s, 1990s TV sitcom Family Matters, Family Matters, Tales from the Crypt, Gabriel's Fire, Gabriel's Fire, the 1980s, 1990s, 1980s, 1990s television show Mama's Family. Yes, Mama's Family. And an old TV series that's been out. They happen to be a Quantum Leap. It was a 1980s, 1990s TV series. Wilson was also featured in several motion picture movies and stuff like this, including The Hunter, a 1980 American biographical action thriller film. Uh, Blake Edwards's A Fine Mess. That's what it's called. It's called Fine Mess. I think it was directed by Blake Edwards. I think Blake Edwards have directed this movie. Uh, the two people who was in this movie, the two people that was in this movie here in the 80s was guys like Ted Danson, and Howie Mandel. Ted Danson used to be on Cheers, man, back in the old days. Howie Mandel, he moved on. He moved on and became a voice actor as a kid named Bobby on Bobby's World. On Bobby's World. It was an old cartoon I used to watch. I used to watch that when I was a kid. I used to watch the show and it used to be on Fox Kids. There's one of them. There's another movie that was seen on those occasions that I never even mentioned to y'all about before. It's called That's Life. It's called That's Life. Another Blake Edwards directed film. Yeah, those both in '86. Yeah, these movies came out in the same year of 1986. And Mel Brooks's movie that he did, that he had a hand in, Life Stinks. This movie that Mel Brooks, this movie that Mel Brooks, he's still alive. God damn it, he's still alive. There's a movie that came out in the early 90s. In the early 90s, I think it was 1991. It was a movie called Life Stinks. It's a movie that Mel Brooks had put a hand in. It's a movie that he had a hand in, that he directed, he produced and starred in it. Uh, Wilson, Wilson especially before he passed away, he made his last on-screen appearance in Blood In, Blood Out, a 1993 a 1993 crime drama that was released. It was released after his death on July 21st, 1991. Now I gotta go deep dive into this man's personal life. I gotta go deep dive into Wilson's personal life now. Theodore Roosevelt Wilson. He had three children. Those two he had Robert and Nicole. He had Robert and Nicole. Um, well, the one person he had among the three was Theodore Roosevelt Wilson Jr. He had three kids there. He had three children. One of them Theodore Roosevelt Wilson Jr. You have Robert Wilson here, Nicole Wilson. Uh, the latter two children, they were with uh with his co-star, let alone the actress. Yes, it was. I think it was. He had the latter two children that were with Joan Pringle, an actress that he used to work with. He used to work with on on the show That's My Mama. I'm gonna show you That's My Mama, folks. Yeah, explain it to y'all. Wilson had three children. Theodore Jr. Theodore Jr. He had three children. One was Theodore Jr. One was Theodore. Uh, Theodore Jr. Robert and Nicole. The latter two children were with his co-star, and That's My Mama, actress Joan Pringle. Yeah, the latter two children were with Joan Pringle, the actress Joan Pringle. Let me read it to you. Joan Pringle. Wilson's co-star, who he was in a relationship with, we had kids with, we had children with. During the second season of the television series That's My Mama, that's Wilson's co-star and devoted companion. They named it Pringle for some reason as the executrix of the estate of Wilson. So Pringle, yeah, she was named executrix of Wilson's estate when he died in 1991. Another tragic thing I had to read. On July 21st, 1991, Theodore Roosevelt Teddy Wilson died of complications from a stroke at Cedar's Sinai Medical Center. It was the same hospital that Eazy-E, the late Eazy-E, had died in. I explained to y'all already. That was on a previous live show I did based on Eazy on September. Uh, you know, it's the same hospital that Eazy-E died at. There was on March the 26th, 1995. They had a press conference going on in March 16th, 1995, even though around time when Eazy got sick. Ron Sweeney, I fucked up and made a mistake with the names. Ron Sweeney, who happened to be his attorney, who was later previously in the 2000s and the 2010s representing rapper Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., who was also known as Lil Wayne. He represented him in court. I think it was in the 2010s. This was long years after he was seen on TV in 1995 trying to read a statement that Eazy-E, the late Eazy-E, never had written. And I know he never even written that statement. But he never even written a statement. He never written a goddamn statement. But who fucking did? Let me start over. On July the 21st, 1991. Yeah, I must went to you. On July the 21st, 1991, Wilson died of complications from a stroke at Cedars Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 47. He had undergone open heart surgery several years prior to his death. Probably now the man just turned like 80. Man just turned like 80 years old. So he was like 80 years old by the time when he died. For like probably the past 32 years, almost 33 years. Well, the man could have been turned 80. So happy birthday to him, you know. But it's about Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt Teddy Wilson. It's not about me anymore. It's all about this man. Okay, it's all about Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt Wilson. It's all about him. So the man already had turned 80. So it's his birthday. I might just get out and handle some business. In that period. And my cousin doesn't even like it. Maybe my cousin likes it or not. Once he doesn't see me anymore with shit I had to bring home, he would have kept his mouth shut. The filmography that I already mentioned to y'all, the other ones I never mentioned to y'all about was got Cotton Comes to Harlem. I mentioned this already yesterday on the live show I did with based on Red Fox. But this one At Cotton Comes to Harlem, I mentioned this in the live show yesterday. Uh, Today I didn't read all this shit. It's a comeback, Charleston Blue, Cleopatra Jones, Newman's Law, Black Eye, The River Niger, Gang Wars, The Greatest, Run for Roses, Run for the Roses, Loose Shoes, Carney the Hunter. I mentioned that too. Weekend Pass, Big Trouble, Stewardess School, A Fine Mess I mentioned, That's Life I mentioned, Made to Order, Genuine Risk, Penny Ante in the Motion Picture, Life Stinks I mentioned, The Vagrant, uh, Blood in and Blood in, Blood Out that I have already mentioned, TB, The Waltons I mentioned, The Partridge Family I mentioned this um, on the live show based on Robert Reed. Roll Out I mentioned, MASH I mentioned, That's My Mom I mentioned, Medical Story that I did not mention, Beretta I did not mention, Good Habits that I never even be able to mention, then Good Times that I mentioned, Phyllis I never mentioned it, the Bionic Woman that I never mentioned, Sanford Arms I mentioned it, Kojak I never mentioned, Police Woman, the things that those two that I never mentioned, What's Happening, What's Happening I have mentioned, The Dukes of Hazzard I never mentioned this on this show. I think my old classmate Amanda Stanley, uh, she had a liking for that show right here, The Dukes of Hazzard, The White Shadow that I had mentioned, the Oklahoma City Dolls I never had a chance to mention, The Ambush Murders, Amanda's I have never mentioned, uh, a bunny's tale I never mentioned. It's all this based on this Playboy bunny chick. Malice in Wonderland I never mentioned it. What's Happening Now I did mention. The new Twilight Zone I never mentioned in this show here. Crazy Like a Fox I never mentioned. Golden Girls I did mention. 227 I forgot to mention. It's Cousin Ray. The Red Fox show I do mention. Easy Street I never get a chance to mention. The new Mike Hammer that I never mentioned on this live show. Cagney and Lacey I forgot to mention. Give Me a Break that I did mention. You Can't Take It With You that I never even get a chance to read about. Annie McGuire, the Golden Girls I did mention. So I mentioned about, so I see the TV shows like Golden Girls and Mama's Family that I do mention. Sweet Bird of Youth, those ones I did never even be able to mention. Midnight Color, those I mentioned. Alienation, Monsters Today I didn't mention. Dallas, mentioned it. Beauty and the Beast, Family Matters mentioned it. The new Adam 12 never mentioned it. Tales from the Crypt, Quantum Leap. I have already mentioned it. Another show I did never even find a way to mention about. Wings. Wings. I'm about to bounce on out of here because I'm about to take a hiatus from this fucking show. I'm about to take a hiatus from this motherfucking show I had to do. No matter what I had to do, I'll bring some stuff home. Me, my cousin likes or not, but you don't have to worry about seeing me with a bunch of shit I had to pack. You get pissed at me like what type of you ask me like you'll get pissed at me about what type of fucking snacks that you packed up in your bag, boy. You got mad at me about it. My cousin got mad at me about it. Yesterday he got pissed at me about boy, what you got in your bag? You got snacks in your bags, boy. He's like, boy, you better knock that shit back. Well, he got pissed at me about it. So I'm over the moon with him getting on me about what type of snacks and food I bring home. All right, well, sodas for myself. Anyway, Pepsis and Cokes. So I can only bring home Mountain Dews if I had to. But this morning I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna get up out of here, man, and I'm gonna end the stream and get up out of here, man. Uh, don't worry. I will no longer be live until the 18th. And that could be the birthday celebration of you know, hold on. Probably I'm ready to talk to you guys about this shit. I got a live show that was gonna take place in a couple of days. It's gonna be the legacy. It's gonna be the legacy of this man, rapper DMX. D to the M to the X. Earl Simmons. I'm gonna do a live show based on him on December 18th. On December 18th. Cause I don't wanna I don't wanna be forgetting about uh this live show I had to do. Cause I'm been too busy taking all sorts of fucking, you know, for those 7 days, I'm gonna take the time off. Okay, I'm gonna take the time off. Uh, I got an 8 day hiatus anyway. But I'm gonna be on hiatus for like at least 7 days. For at least 7 days. I'll be on hiatus for at least 7 days. Starting today after I'm done with this live show. This this live show here is dedicated into the memoriam of television icon Theodore Roosevelt Teddy Wilson, December 10th, 1943. July 21st, 1991. See you on the 18th. I'm now glad to go take a hiatus from doing this. You know, I'm on a 7 day hiatus, and and it's gonna be effective today. And I'm out.